Please be seated. Bienvenidos, shalom, alawa salam, yokoso, jambo. Welcome. Good afternoon and welcome to today's commencement, celebrating the achievements of the class of 2024. One of the most, if not the most, significant events that are part of our festivities celebrating McGeorge's 100 years. We begin with our national anthem, sung in accordance with a long-standing McGeorge tradition by members of our faculty and staff. In this instance, Professors Clark Kelso, Jeffrey Prosky, and Jared Wong, and Executive Assistant to the Dean, Bethany Morales-Ong. Please stand for the national anthem and then remain standing for the invocation by Reverend Kim Montenegro, Director of Religious and Spiritual Life for the University of the Pacific.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Friends, family, esteemed faculty, beloved ones who have gathered, and most importantly, our distinguished graduates. We gather here today in a profound transition of accomplishment, united in a diversity of traditions, beliefs, and hope for the future. As an Interfaith chaplain, it is my honor to invoke the spirit of unity, wisdom, and compassion as we celebrate this significant milestone in the lives of our graduates. Let us take a moment to center ourselves in gratitude. We acknowledge the dedication, perseverance, and hard work, late nights, struggle it has taken these graduates for this moment. We recognize the support of family, friends, and mentors who have nurtured them, the support of family and friends, all who have been there along the way, who have guided and believed in them throughout this journey. In the spirit of interfaith harmony, we draw upon the wisdom of various traditions. From Christianity, we take and ask for the grace to serve others with integrity and humility. From the Jewish tradition, we seek the wisdom of the Torah to act justly in love and mercy. From the Muslim tradition, we invoke the strength to pursue knowledge and justice as guided by the principles of the Quran. From the Hindu tradition, we call upon the Dharma to guide our actions towards righteousness and duty. From the Buddhist tradition, we seek the mindfulness to be present and the compassion to alleviate suffering. From the Sikh tradition, we draw upon the spirit of selfless service and equality. From the indigenous traditions, we honor the interconnectedness of all life and seek to be stewards of the earth. And from our secular humanist perspective, we value the reason and ethics and mutual respect that guide our moral compass. As these graduates step into the legal profession, may they carry forward the principles of justice, equity, and compassion. May they be inspired to use their skills to uphold the rights of the marginalized, to advocate for the voiceless, and to strive for a society where justice prevails for all. We ask for resilience in the face of challenges, courage to confront injustice, and wisdom to seek peaceful resolutions. May their hearts remain compassionate, their minds sharp, their spirits undeterred by the obstacles they will inevitably face. As we celebrate their achievements, let us also remember our shared responsibility to create a world that is more just, more kind, and more understanding. In this spirit of unity and hope, we commend these graduates to the next chapter of their journey, confident in their ability to make a profound and positive impact on the world. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Montenegro. I am now pleased to introduce our distinguished platform party. As I call the names of those on the platform, please rise and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. First, from our University Board of Regents, the Honorable Consuelo M. Callahan, McGeorge School of Law, class of 1975. And Paul DeSanko, McGeorge School of Law, class of 1982. Second, our keynote speaker, the Honorable Patricia Guerrero, Chief Justice of the California Supreme Court. Third, our senior university leadership, President Christopher Callahan, Provost Gretchen Edwalds-Gilbert, Dean Louis Gale, Interim Dean of the Eberhardt School of Business, Dean Elizabeth Orwin, School of Engineering and Computer Science, Ms. Maria Blandisi, Vice President for Student Life, Mr. Robert Henderson, Interim Chief Information Officer and Vice President for Technology, Dr. Mary Lomax-Giraduzzi, Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and Reverend Kim Montenegro, Director of Religious and Spiritual Life. Finally, I am so proud to recognize our distinguished faculty seated on the podium. I'm going to applaud just for that one. Working with my faculty colleagues to serve our students is one of the very best parts of my job as dean. My colleagues have diverse and impressive backgrounds, employ a wide variety of teaching styles, and pursue an exciting variety of scholarly interests. They have earned reputations locally, nationally, and internationally as scholars and as public servants. But in one respect, they are alike. Their first priority is educating our students to become outstanding members of the legal profession. I have the student evaluations of all my faculty colleagues, and as someone who's worked at 5 law schools and delivered teaching workshops at about half the law schools in this country, I can say with confidence that the McGeorge faculty is the best teaching faculty in this country. Members of the faculty, please stand and be recognized. Please join me in recognize our entire platform party. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the hardest working human in the world, the 26th President of the University of the Pacific, who will convey his personal congratulations to the class of 2024.
Thank you, Dean Schwartz. It is an honor and privilege to join you here today. Please allow me to add my heartfelt congratulations to our 198 students graduating today. Each of you has worked tirelessly to be here, and we are enormously proud of all you have accomplished. You embody the spirit and passion and love of the law that has been the hallmark of the McGeorge School of Law for 100 years. And we know you will make your communities and our country and our world more fair and just places as you embark on your careers in law and public life. I'd also like to join Dean Schwartz in thanking our faculty. Our graduates would not be here today without the passion, dedication, and inspiring talents of the McGeorge School professors. You have given our graduates a strong foundation upon which they will build their successful careers. Thank you all. And finally, I would like to give a special thanks to my friend and my colleague, Dean Michael Hunter Schwartz. Through his energy and his ideas and his genuine love of his school and our students, Dean Schwartz makes our university and legal education better every day. Thank you, Dean Schwartz, for all you do, and congratulations to our students.
Thank you, President Callahan. It is now my great honor and pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. Chief Justice Patricia Guerrero is the 29th Chief Justice of the California Supreme Court. She was sworn into office on January 2nd, 2023, making history as the first Latina to serve as California's Chief Justice. Chief Justice Guerrero was nominated to office by Governor Gavin Newsom in August 2022, unanimously confirmed by the Commission on Judicial Appointments the same month, and overwhelmingly approved by voters in the November 2022 general election. The California State Bar Judicial Nominees Evaluation Commission rated her as exceptionally well qualified for the position prior to her public confirmation hearing. As Chief Justice, she chairs the Commission on Judicial Appointments and the Judicial Council of California, the administrative policy-making body of the state courts. In her 2024 State of the Judiciary address, Chief Justice Guerrero highlighted the importance of three-branch solutions to challenging issues, including the use of remote technology and climate change, her concern about partisan attacks on the judiciary, and the evolving issues of generative artificial intelligence. She also renewed her commitment to civic learning and engagement with the judicial branch of democracy's Civic Learning Initiative that includes programs such as the Civic Learning Awards and Judges in the Classroom, and has tasked her judicial colleagues with developing new programs to improve civic learning opportunities for California's K-12 students. She first joined the Supreme Court as an Associate Justice in 2022, making her the first Latina on the state's highest court. In December 2017, her appointment was confirmed as an Associate Justice of the 4th District Court of Appeal, Division I in San Diego. From 2013 to 2017, she served as a judge on the Superior Court of San Diego County and was the supervising judge of its Family Law Division in 2017. Prior to her time on the bench, she worked as an associate Latham & Watkins LLP starting in 1997 and became an equity partner in 2006. She also served as an assistant U.S. attorney at the U.S. Attorney's Office, Southern District of California from 2002 to 2003. Chief Justice Guerrero is the daughter of Mexican immigrants and was born and raised in California's Imperial Valley. She attended the University of California, Berkeley as an undergraduate and earned her Juris Doctorate degree from Stanford Law School in 1997. During her career, she has contributed hundreds of hours of volunteer work, including as a member of the advisory board of the Immigration Justice Project, which promotes due process and access to justice at all levels of the immigration and appellate court system. She has also assisted clients on pro bono basis in immigration matters, including asylum applications, and protecting vulnerable families by litigating compliance with fair housing laws. In July 2022, she was elected to the American Law Institute. Chief Justice Guerrero has also received 15 outstanding honors, including 5 Judge of the Year selections and a Lifetime Achievement Award. You know, about 13 months ago, I was at an event on our campus where Justice Guerrero was one of 2 featured speakers. She was great. And as I listened to her, all I could think was, okay, she is inspiring. Our students would love her. Maybe someday she could be our commencement speaker. Today, my dream for our students is coming true. Justice Guerrero.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am so honored and grateful to be here. Dean Schwartz, President Callahan, Provost Edwald Gilbert, distinguished faculty, administration, and staff, thank you for inviting me to be here to celebrate with all of you. And congratulations to the amazing McGeorge School of Law graduating class of 2024. What an incredible achievement. And you could not be here without all of the people who have loved and supported you along the way. This day is as much about them as it is about you. They helped make today possible, and they also deserve a huge round of applause. So I've been looking forward to speaking with you since your dean invited me last year. I quickly responded yes to his email, and I've been looking forward to it. He explained that this also coincides with the 100th centennial commencement, so no pressure, right? To tell the truth, I readily admit, and I do find comfort in knowing that it may not make much of a difference who is up here speaking. I remember my law school graduation well, but I remember nothing about what our commencement speaker said. No offense to the wonderful professor who spoke. And I couldn't find it. It was pre-YouTube. I couldn't find it there either. What I remember most vividly are the feelings I had during that graduation ceremony. So I wanted to focus on that, because perhaps you're experiencing something similar. I remember being both anxious and excited. I was excited about starting my legal career. I was thrilled to be joining a top law firm doing sophisticated legal work with bright, talented attorneys, and to be at a firm that was also committed to pro bono work and the training and mentorship that are so critical to the success of a young attorney. I was also looking forward to paying off my student debt. In addition, I was a little worried. I never knew any lawyers or judges growing up. As a first-generation college student and then law student, it can be very challenging trying to navigate through these unknown and unfamiliar paths with little guidance and no one really to talk to. Someone recently asked me if I have ever experienced feelings of self-doubt. My honest answer is there has never been a time that I didn't feel some lingering self-doubt. I don't think that's uncommon. I hope it's not. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it either. In fact, I would find it more unusual to walk into every new job, every new situation, every new challenge, thinking it will be a piece of cake and you have it all figured out before you've started. That at least has not been my experience. What is important, however, is not to let your self-doubt consume you. The only thing that I have found to counteract self-doubt, and the only way to gain self-confidence, is to work hard and be well prepared. You should also know that you already have a solid foundation for overcoming any feelings of self-doubt that you may be experiencing as a result of the knowledge, training, and preparation you have already gained through your time here. The law school has dedicated its time and resources to developing a strong, world-renowned curriculum. You've had the benefit of learning from esteemed faculty who have engaged you in lively discussion and the exchange of diverse viewpoints. You probably remember some of those debates during your first year. I hope that you are also engaging and listening, which is something equally important as you start your career. You also benefited from the entire staff here as they offered you important guidance and a sympathetic ear. I would encourage you to continue to build on the lessons they have imparted. Remember and be inspired by the feelings of excitement you're feeling now, and do not be derailed by any feelings of self-doubt that you experience throughout your life and legal career. Instead, harness those feelings and transform them into self-confidence without arrogance. There are enough lawyers who have arrogance already. Trust in yourself, and remember that you have the ability to succeed even if your path is not an easy one. The second thing I remember feeling during my graduation was an incredible sense of gratitude. When my parents came to this country from Mexico, like so many others, they sacrificed and struggled so my sister and I could have a better life and options for success that were not available to them. They taught us that anything is possible with hard work and perseverance, combined with an education and equal opportunities. And they taught us that there is more to life than material possessions, that it's important to help others however you can in ways both big and small. I don't think they could have imagined that I would be standing here today as the first Latina to ever serve on the California Supreme Court after 174 years. But the same thing is true today, as was true when I graduated from law school in 1997. I would not be here without them. I know I stand on their shoulders, and I'm humbled to serve in this capacity as a reflection of their work and to honor their sacrifices. I know many of you feel the same gratitude in your hearts today towards your families and loved ones as I did that day. Remember the lessons that they taught you. Remember that nobody gets here alone. And remember that they will always be part of your journey, even when they are not physically present by your side. The remaining thing that stands out from my graduation ceremony is a sense of connection that I felt with the other special people in my life who were there to support me. My sister and my lifelong friends from the Imperial Valley, including my now husband, who didn't know it at the time. You may have similar people present here, or if they could not attend, cheering you on from afar. These are the people who know you best, the ones that put up with you when few others would. As I have traveled throughout the state this past year and a half, talking to law students and new attorneys, I have found that many seem to be searching for these connections and a sense of belonging. The practice of law can sometimes be lonely and at times isolating. I encourage you to nurture these relationships, to rely on these special people in your life who have grounded you and inspired you, and you will find the strength to get through the challenges you will encounter as you embark on this next stage of your journey. This journey that you are embarking on is a special one. I want to thank each of you for choosing to devote your energy and talent to join the legal profession. It's a noble profession with a rich history and one that needs your fresh views and perspectives to continue to advance the cause of justice. The road ahead will not be easy. You will be required to adapt to new, rapidly evolving technologies and work environments. You will need to continue to grapple with the long-standing justice gap, which disproportionately affects marginalized communities, where low-income Californians receive inadequate or no legal help for 85% of their legal problems in civil cases. Your legal degree gives you the power and the responsibility to do something about these and other challenges. Our society will look to you as future leaders, as protectors of the rule of law, as advocates for the most vulnerable, as the voice for all those seeking justice. I'm confident that you will remain steadfast in your commitment to enrich the world, advance the cause of justice, and uphold and protect the rule of law. Graduates, may you always remember the excitement, gratitude, and sense of connection that you feel today. Keep alive the goals and values that motivated you to go to law school. Keep alive the dreams that have brought you and your families here today. I'm excited to see where your paths will lead you and what your futures hold as you contribute in your own ways to the faith and trust in our judicial system that is so important to our democracy. Thank you for letting me share in your special day.
Chief Justice, thank you for living up to the hype, and for those of us like me who sometimes suffer from self-doubt, for making us feel better. If you have it, it's probably okay for the rest of us. The graduating class has selected 2 speakers, one each to represent the JD program and the law school's graduate programs. Representing the graduate programs at McGeorge is Armando Salud Abriz. Armando is a living embodiment of the American dream. His remarkable journey began as an immigrant child in a small farming community, culminating in his U.S. citizenship at the age of 24. Despite coming from a family where education was not prioritized, his potential was recognized by a dedicated group of mentors, setting him on an extraordinary educational path. His story is one of resilience and perseverance. He has overcome significant personal and academic challenges, including severe health issues and the balancing act of managing demanding professional responsibilities while succeeding academically. His commitment to public service extends far beyond his career as the Deputy of Elections for Yolo County. He co-founded the Greater Sacramento chapter of the Association of Latino Professionals for America, demonstrating his dedication to empowering Latino professionals and making a lasting impact on the community, and he's the youngest ever to have been elected to the Yolo County Board of Education. Today, he stands before you as a beacon of perseverance, resilience, and the transformative power of education. A proud first-generation naturalized citizen, first-generation professional, and first-generation master's degree holder, he is poised to continue his journey of making a positive and profound impact on his community and beyond. He is, in other words, the model of a McGeorge student, and I am honored to welcome him to the podium. Mr. Salud Abriz.
Class of 2024, are we ready? Did you come to graduate? Class of 2024, are you ready? All right, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, distinguished guests, and most importantly, my fellow graduate of the Centennial Class of 2024. As we gather here today, I am filled with an overwhelming sense of pride and gratitude. Gratitude for the journey that have led us to this moment, and pride in the incredible achievements that we have accomplished together. Today is a day of celebration, of reflection, of anticipation for what lies ahead. Let me take you on a journey of perseverance, resilience, and growth. A journey that began for me as an immigrant child from Michoacan, Mexico, moving to a small farm working community at just 8 months old and becoming a citizen 24 years later in this exact building. Education was not a common topic of discussion in my household, but thanks to the unwavering support of my family and the guidance of caring teachers and counselors, I found myself on this unexpected path that led me here today. Midway through my academic journey here at McGeorge, life threw me unexpected curveballs. My car was vandalized during midterm season, my books were stolen, my laptops were stolen, and the last year during finals, I was rushed into emergency back surgery. Through it all, I refused to give up, and my support system refused to let me give up. I leaned on my family and friends, dug deep into my reserves of perseverance, and emerged stronger than ever before, literally and figuratively. I would be remiss if I did not mention the fact that this newfound strength and resilience was also acquired thanks to the support of my MPX classmates. Let's go! And the MPX McGeorge faculty. The collective unwavering support and understanding guaranteed success, because together we created a community where each of us could thrive despite the obstacles in our way. Balancing the demands of a professional career and my academic pursuits was no easy feat, as many here today understand. Juggling the role as an assistant department head, a county board of education trustee, all while trying to excel in my studies required discipline, time management skills, and let's be honest, some caffeine. But with the determination and grit, I navigated through all the ups and downs and never lost sight of my goals. My story is one of many who are just as deserving addressing this class, as we come from different paths of life, carry different struggles, and together hold so much power. To my classmates who are parents and who faithfully took care of their sprouts yet stayed up many nights to keep up with our program, I see you. To the ambitious professionals putting their best foot forward at their day job and rushing to class after their 9 to 5, I see you. To anyone caregiving for an ill family member and trying to balance exams, midterms, and finals, I see you. To all those who do it all, I see you. So turn to your left, turn to your right, and tell your colleague, your future colleagues, I see you, because we deserve it. To our family and friends, spouses and partners, siblings and godchildren, this is for you. Thank you for the support that you've offered so generously. It is important to note that I did not reach this peak alone, far from it. I stand here today because of the unwavering support of my family. So if you allow me, I'm going to speak some Spanglish. Quiero pedirle a mi familia que se ponga de pie para que pueda reconocer su apoyo y cariño incondicional. To my padres y familia. To mi padres y familia y todos los que han sido mi apoyo en estos momentos más difíciles, de todo corazón, mil gracias. A shout out to my leadership colleague, mentor, and alumni of this program, Jenny, because she established a connection with Dr. Curlin and Dr. Michael. That one email started this journey for me. As we stand on the brink of a new chapter in our lives, let us not forget the challenges we have overcome, the lessons we have learned, and the bonds we have forged. Let us carry forward the spirit of resilience, the drive for excellence, and the commitment to service that has defined our time here at McGeorge. The world we are stepping into is full of uncertainties and challenges, yet it is also brimming with opportunities waiting to be seized. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Let us carry forward this courage, embrace change, and make a meaningful impact on the world around us. My fellow graduates, we are the leaders, innovators, change makers for tomorrow. The world awaits us, our contributions, and we must rise to the occasion. Let us strive to be the best of whatever we are, as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King once said. Use your skills to make a positive difference in our communities and beyond. As we leave this institution, let us not forget the power of perseverance, the strength of resilience, and the transformative impact of education. We have the potential to shape the future through our policy makings, policy enactments, and legal interpretations, to drive progress, to inspire others with our actions, because as Arundhati Hati Roy wrote, another world is not only possible, she is on her way. So Centennial Class of 2024, let us go forth with determination, compassion, a sense of purpose. Let us be the catalyst for change, the voices of reason, and the bearers of hope. Together we can create a brighter, more inclusive, and just world. Felicidades, Class of 2024. The journey has just begun. Let's embrace our future with open hearts and minds and ready to make a mark. Adelante siempre, let's go.
Thank you, Armando. Representing the JD programs is Madison Sykes. Ms. Sykes received her bachelor's degree in English and theater from Santa Clara University. During her time at McGeorge, Ms. Sykes published 2 law journal articles on criminal law, as well as serving as chief managing editor of the University of the Pacific Law Review and as a student member of the Anthony Inn of Courts. She spent her 1L summer as a judicial extern at the Santa Clara Superior Court, and during her final semester, she had the opportunity to work as a full-time judicial clerk for Justice Lori Earle, presiding justice of the California 3rd District Court of Appeals. Her 2L summer was spent working as a certified legal intern at the Sacramento County District Attorney's Office in the Post-Conviction Justice Training and Integrity Unit, where she has since accepted a post-bar position. I will definitely applaud employment for our graduates. Ms. Sykes is also part of a magical group of AHP students who were in my Supreme Court seminar in spring 2022 and have gone on to be McGeorge superstars. So I'm especially delighted to welcome her to the podium. Ms. Sykes?
Might have to pull this down a little bit. I'm a little short up here. Good afternoon, friends, family, Dean Schwartz, distinguished faculty and staff of McGeorge, and all of my fellow graduates of the class of 2024. I am so humbled and honored to have the opportunity to represent such an extraordinary class, and I'm so excited to celebrate with you all today. Today, you know, I'm gonna try really hard not to cry while I'm up here. Today is surreal, right? Like, I cannot believe that we're here. There were so many times over the last few years, during sleepless nights of studying or particularly brutal days of class, that many of us thought this day would never come. I know that I definitely did. And I think it's that feeling, like that disbelief, that our law school journey has really come to an end, that left me at a loss for words when I tried to write this speech today. Because what an impossible task, to distill the life-changing experience that is law school into just a few short words. Like, how do I articulate to everyone the anxiety of early cold calls in Civ Pro with Professor Vitello or criminal law with Professor Banteca? Or how does one adequately explain the absolute confusion of Malloy's first-year contracts class that had many of us running for the door before we had to attend even one more session of like Socratic method chaos? But those days somehow feel like they were a lifetime ago, but also the blink of an eye. And unless you've gone through it, I don't know that you can really put it into words. That feeling of walking through fire just to come out the other side, braver, stronger, and knowing just how much you're capable of. So to the parents, family members, friends, spouses, and all of the loved ones, both here and afar, that walked through us for the last 3 years, thank you. Thank you for putting up with us, in fact. With crazy terms like Twombly-Iqbal, res ipsa loquitur, and fee simple subject to condition subsequent floating around in our heads, I am sure that we were not always the most kind and the most patient, so thank you. And I'm not sure about my classmates, but I know that I spent most dinners, holidays, soccer games, and other family events with a book on my lap or some flashcards in my hand. So thank you to the loved ones who put up with us throughout that. Thank you for your patience, for feeding us when we forgot to feed ourselves, for making sure that we slept, and for loving us and supporting us through it all. We would not be here today without all of you. When we cross this stage, you do too. For my loved ones, it's especially full circle that I'm standing on this particular stage when almost exactly 8 years ago, I was here in this auditorium accepting my high school diploma. And I, like many of the students in this graduating class, am a first-generation law student. My family gave everything so that I could stand here today. And I am forever grateful and so incredibly proud of the educational experiences they've given me. When I was at Santa Clara University as an undergraduate student, I didn't know if I wanted to go to law school yet. But during that time, I had the opportunity to volunteer for the Northern California Innocence Project. I helped to teach a storytelling and acting workshop to 10 extraordinary exonerees. These were men and women who had been wrongfully convicted and incarcerated for years, some of them decades. And at the end of the workshop, they had the chance to step up on stage and share their stories. And I never forgot when the mother of one of the exonerees, standing at barely 5 feet tall, not unlike myself, she looked us in the eye and she challenged us. She said, "This world is only as just as each of us makes it." And her words stuck with me. I promised that I would use the gift of my education to make the world more just for others. And I know that many of my fellow graduates have made similar promises to people in their own lives over the years. That it was those promises that brought you here today. And class of 2024, I have no doubt that you will fulfill all of those promises, because this class is exceptional. This class of 2024 is courageous, committed, and compassionate. Professor Rezvani, that was my attempt at an opening theme. Hold your applause. But, well, it may not be the most unique theme, it's an honest one. Because I have witnessed firsthand the immense courage of this class. We applied to law school when the world around us was on lockdown amidst an unprecedented global pandemic. Many of us took the LSAT online from the so-called comfort of our family home or our childhood bedroom. We also watched as racial and political division took hold of our country like never before. And during our law school years, we witnessed the devastating, heartbreaking beginning of multiple oppressive wars that continue to rage overseas even now, taking the lives of thousands of helpless and innocent people. And yet, here we stand. We found the courage to persevere by remembering that injustices like that are the reason that we came to law school in the first place. And the amount of courage that it took you all to pursue your dreams amidst this feeling that the world is crumbling around you is astonishing. And I am so proud of the immeasurable bravery that each one of you possesses. Secondly, this class is nothing if not committed. Over the last few years, our passion and dedication was evidenced by sleepless nights of mock trial and moot court practice, endless law review editing, midnight clinic work, and we've seen as this commitment begins to pay off. This is a class that boasts countless journal publications, writing awards, cross-exam awards, best brief awards, even some national championship titles, and the list could go on. But when you start studying for the bar and you begin your first year position, reflect back on these law school days, and don't forget that drive and that passion. And finally, the characteristic of which I'm most proud. This class of 2024 is incredibly compassionate. When I started telling people that I wanted to go to law school, many of them felt the need to warn me about how competitive this field can be. This little blonde, short theater girl, they probably thought, does she know what she's getting herself into? Like, this isn't Legally Blonde, for heaven's sake. That's an inside joke for my family, by the way. I played that role in undergrad, and contrary to popular belief, not the reason I went to law school, just for the record. But one of the most common things people said to me when I said I was going to law school was that age-old adage, law school is not a place to make friends. And you know they were right, because, I'm gonna cry, because I didn't go to law school to make friends. Family is probably a better word for it. Trauma bond is real, let me tell you all. And over the last 3 years, I have been overwhelmed by the kindness and support of this community. I'm beyond blessed to have gone to law school surrounded by people who support each other and who joyfully celebrate each other's success. This is a class of people from countless backgrounds, religions, cultures, families, and life experiences. And as I have learned by getting to know many of you over the last few years, many of my classmates' personal stories are what brought them here, what gives them the reason to work for justice. We've all taught each other valuable life lessons just by being brave enough to show up and tell our stories. And I'm confident that this will make us not only better lawyers, but better human beings. I'm different than I was when I first walked into that lecture hall for orientation 3 years ago. And for that, I am forever grateful. This class stands ready to go into the world as warriors for women, for immigrants, for the LGBTQ+ community, for the impoverished, the overcriminalized, the oppressed, and all those other groups and people that we have promised to meet where they are and to walk hand in hand with, seeking justice. So as we end our journey at McGeorge and we go into the world, I'd like to leave you all with some words that I think embody the spirit of this class. These are words from a personal hero of mine, the notorious RBG. That would be Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, for those who don't know the nickname. But when asked to give advice to students entering the legal field, she said, "Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you." And I know that you all will do just that. I cannot wait to see the incredible things that this courageous, committed, and compassionate group of future lawyers will accomplish. Thank you all, and congratulations.
Thank you, Madison. I don't know about the rest of you, but I can definitely feel that choking up tickle in my throat as well. We now turn to our principal order of business, the happy task of awarding Juris Doctor degrees to 147 candidates, Doctor of Juridical Science to 5 candidates, Master of Laws LLM degrees to 17 candidates, Master of Science in Law degrees to 15 candidates, and Masters of Public Administration and Public Policy degrees to 14 candidates. Marshals, please prepare the candidates. As the candidates gather to receive their degrees, I am grateful for the opportunity to make a few brief remarks. I only want to make 2. First, I want to tell you a story that communicates an important message. Years ago, when I was a young lawyer and nervous about handling a case on my own for the very first time, my supervisor, who is now a Ninth Circuit judge, told this story to me in the way I will tell it to you. I hope the story and its message stay with you as they have stayed with me. The story comes from a famous children's movie, Dumbo. So if you remember from the Dumbo movie, he was sort of a shunned elephant, and all the other elephants made fun of him. He had no friends, and he eventually made friends with a mouse who convinced him that because he had these giant ears that he convinced him that he had a magic feather, and that magic feather would allow him to fly. And Dumbo did fly. And so he went from being shunned to being sort of the star of the circus. And then in the fateful ending moment of the film, he is swooping around the big tent. And then as he goes with the mouse on his shoulder, he drops the feather. And all of a sudden he's careening towards the ground. And the mouse is shouting at him, "No, no, no, you could fly all along. The feather was not magic, it's your ears, you're good." And at the very last moment, Dumbo swoops up and he lives. And he's able to fly and swoop all around the big tent. So here's my message to you. As you've been studying here at McGeorge with our brilliant faculty, it may have seemed to you sometimes, maybe even often, that you needed us to understand the law, to teach you advocacy skills, to ingrain in you an understanding of the theory and policy that you've learned here. You might even have come to believe you could not have mastered the material without us. But you are here today in this room because you do not need us. We are your Dumbo's feather, and we believe you will always be capable of the brilliance you've demonstrated during your time here at McGeorge. My second and final point is about gratitude. As humans, we have come to understand how important it is to us and to the people we care about that we share our gratitude. So here's McGeorge's gratitude to you, class of 2024. You have touched our lives in innumerable ways, making us, and certainly me, better as teachers, staff members, and administrators. Thank you for the gift of you. Faculty, staff, and administration colleagues, please join me in thanking the class of 2024 with our applause. Just as we thank you, nearly all of you have people in this room for whom you feel grateful. Please join me in thanking your partners, mothers, fathers, siblings, other family members, pets, and friends who contributed to your success. We are now ready for you to receive your degrees. President Callahan, I am honored to present our candidates.
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I confer upon you the academic degree for which you've qualified with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduates will be hooded on stage by Professors Daniel Croxall, Marcy Palinelli, and Ederlina Coe. Presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Public Administration and Public Policy, beginning with those members of the class of 2024 selected by our Faculty Committee on Honors and Awards for special recognition. Recognized with the MPA Award of Excellence, Siamoi Shanabi. Recognized with the MPP Award of Excellence, John David McDowell. Armando Salud Ambriz. Ryan Greggs. Maria Zuniga Rocha. Noemi Vitella. Alyssa Casey. Tiesha Watts, concentration in public and nonprofit leadership. Sarah Mack, concentration in environmental and water law. Ines Rosales. Maria Zanger Middleton. Jose Velasquez Estrada. Jerome Barnard. Matthew Lynn, concentration in public and nonprofit management. Now presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Law. Rosio Molina Garcia. Samantha Holesilaco, accompanied by Abigail, Rima, Sophia, and Saloni Siliaco. Jessica Nicole Golden, with great distinction. Marie Celine Takatsuno. Debbie Keene, concentration in government law and policy. Hugo Chavez. Madeline Smith, concentration in government law and policymaking. Aisha Abdallah. Heidi Meckelson. Savannah Sanders. Keola Turo, concentration in government law and policy. John Karlstrom, concentration in employment law. Manpreet Rani Chand. and Jeanette Shadley. And now presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws, beginning with those members of the class of 2024 selected by our Faculty Committee on Honors and Awards for special recognition. Recognized with the LLM Award of Excellence, Natalia Spiridanova. Also recognized with the LLM Award of Excellence, Daria Zhetstovskaya. Yakub Altun. Cristina Perez Caballero. Georgine Katharina Berger. Katarzyna Myszyńska. Concentration in LLM in U.S. Law and Policy. Sumat Oyar. Miriam Sarouche, concentration in U.S. law and policy. Tyann de Oliveira. Camila Moreira. Sayed Zamir. Seda Avajian with Robert G. Kazarian. Besmila Zayai. And now presenting the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science, beginning with those members of the class of 2024 selected by our Faculty Committee on Honors and Awards for special recognition. Recognized with the JSD Award of Excellence, Dimitrios Dimitrakos. Dr. Sultan Abedwani. Dr. Ahmed Falamazri. Dr. Issa Alali. Dr. Walid Fadul. Ladies and gentlemen, the Master of Public Administration and Public Policy, Master of Science in Law, Master of Laws, and Doctor of Juridical Science class of 2024. President Callahan, we now present to you the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor, beginning with the valedictorians, salutatorians, and those members of the class of 2024 selected by our Faculty Committee on Honors and Awards for special recognition. The valedictorian for the Day Division class of 2024 and recognized with the Outstanding Student Achievement Award, Ava Jacqueline Sutton, Order of the Coif with great distinction, member of the Trainer Society, Order of the Barristers, and the Moot Court Honors Board. The valedictorian for the Evening Division of the class of 2024 and recognized with the Outstanding Graduating Senior Award, Allison Jean Formosa, Order of the Coif with great distinction, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy, and member of the Trainer Society. The salutatorian for the Day Division of the class of 2024 and recognized with the Outstanding Scholastic Achievement Award, James Edward Filling, Order of the Coif with great distinction, with a concentration in tax, member of the Trainer Society, Pacific Law Review, and the Moot Court Honors Board. The salutatorian for the Evening Division of the class of 2024, Kelly K. Ross, Order of the Coif with great distinction, concentration in elder and health law, and member of the Trainer Society and Pacific Law Review. Also recognized the salutatorian for the Evening Division class of 2024, Kelsey Elizabeth Thweet, Order of the Coif with great distinction, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy, and member of the Moot Court Honors Board. Recognized with the Outstanding Graduating Senior Award for the Day Division, Ashley Morgan Graber, Order of the Coif with great distinction, member of the Trainer Society, Order of the Barristers, and Moot Court Honors Board. Recognized with the Outstanding Scholastic Achievement Award for the Evening Division, Amanda Ross Stone, great distinction with a concentration in trial and appellate advocacy, commendation for public service, member of the Trainer Society, Order of the Barristers, and Moot Court Honors Board. Recognized with the Outstanding Student Achievement Award and the Outstanding Student Leadership in Diversity and Inclusion Award for the Day Division, Carla Maria Noales, with a concentration in capital lawyering and trial and appellate advocacy, and member of the Order of the Barristers and the mock trial team. Recognized with the Outstanding Student Achievement Award and the Outstanding Student Service Award for the Evening Division, Nicole I. Kuklo, with distinction, concentration in capital lawyering concentration and water and environmental law, member of the Order of the Barristers and the Moot Court Honors Board. Recognized with the ALI CLE Scholarship and Leadership Award for the Day Division, Farah Sheila Rodriguez, with distinction, concentration in capital lawyering and member of the Trainer Society, the Pacific Law Review, client interviewing and counseling, and global lawyering skills teaching assistant. Recognized with the ALI CLE Scholarship and Leadership Award for the Evening Division, Kayla Simone Fain, with distinction, with a concentration in trial and appellate law, and member of the Order of the Barristers and Moot Court Honors Board. Recognized with the Outstanding Student Service Award for the Day Division, Kendall Noel Bonales, the Order of the Coif with great distinction, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy, commendation for public service, member of the Trainer Society, the Pacific Law Review, Moot Court Honors Board, and a global lawyering skills teaching assistant. Recognized with the Outstanding Student Service Award and the Outstanding Student Leadership in Diversity and Inclusion Award for the Evening Division, Jessica L.D. Thompson, with distinction, with a concentration in international law, member of the Trainer Society, the Pacific Law Review, and the Student Bar Association Evening Division Vice President. Recognized with the Outstanding Student Leadership in Diversity and Inclusion Award for the Day Division, Elizabeth Rocha Zuniga, with a concentration in capital lawyering, member of the Client Interviewing Counseling Competition Team. Madison Rose Sykes, Order of the Coif with great distinction. Sadaf Shah. Jasdeep Bossi, concentration in elder and health. Manpreet Chima, concentration in health. John Prescott Hope, Order of the Coif with great distinction. Anna Karen Estrada Magana. Megan Ann Shaw, concentration in elder and health law. Marcy Murtha, with distinction. Maraheb Al-Dajani, concentration in tax law and business law. Yuri Kadka. Robert Rodriguez, with distinction. David Garza, with distinction. Tony Infante, with distinction. Ramson Yokana, with distinction, concentration in tax and business. Manjit Kuner. Jay Leininger, concentration in capital lawyer and business law. Zachary Jayuzi, with great distinction, concentration, business and tax law. Juliana Navarini. Marlene Gaetan Leon, with distinction, concentration in trial advocacy. Taylor Hammett. Alexis Miller, with distinction, concentration in elder and health law. Matthew Griffin, concentration in capital lawyering. Francia Ordino, with distinction. Cameron Rogers, with distinction, concentration in intellectual property, Outstanding Student Service Award. Zach Zabar, with distinction, concentration in tax and business. Alexander Weilinga, concentration in elder and health law. Trevor Morris Seekins, with distinction, concentration in capital lawyering and business. Andrew Brunn, concentration in water and environmental law. Richard Hahn, with distinction. Garrett DeForest Berchtold, with distinction, concentration in business. Jacob Ward, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Madison Williams. Chelsea McKinsey, with great distinction. Christy Williams, with distinction. Crystal Maria Rodriguez, with distinction. Anissa Sayer Latif, concentration in elder and health law. Mandy Trudette Weberg, with distinction, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Razia Shaheen Bath, with distinction, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Shayla Liesel Burke, with distinction, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Alec Coker, Order of the Coif, with great distinction, concentration in capital lawyering. Tristan Hanna, with great distinction. Zachary Gazda, with distinction. Maria Amadi, with distinction, concentration in international law. Shivani Prusad, concentration in business and tax. Alexis Martinez, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Tara Lucero. Kirsten Weber, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Catherine Merrill, with distinction, concentration in elder and health law and capital lawyering. Sarah Helms, with great distinction, concentration in water and environmental capital lawyering. Heap Dong Trang, with distinction, concentration in trial advocacy. Alexander Popovich. Daniel Pearl, with distinction, concentration in capital lawyering. Stephen Ribbett, with distinction. Lena Yu, with great distinction. Rachel Alstrom, Order of the Coif, with great distinction, concentration in business and tax. Samantha Ruggles, with distinction, concentration in tax and business. Madison Amita Cloak, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Adam Neer, with distinction. Morgan Nicole Gross, Order of the Coif with great distinction, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Christina Therese Lee, Order of the Coif with great distinction. Tara Swanson, with distinction, concentration in international law. Andrea Sumano, with distinction, Order of the Barristers, concentration in trial and appellate. Vanessa Jane Trujillo, Order of the Barristers, concentration in trial advocacy. Fernando Alvarez, concentration in capital lawyering with distinction. Joshua Gendian, Order of the Coif, with great distinction, concentration in business. Zachariah Fields, with distinction. Jonathan Weldon, with great distinction, concentration in water law and capital lawyering. Eric Oyama. Tuba Navid, with distinction. Hana Azimi, with distinction. Devin Nicole Azavino. Shireen K. Hundal, concentration in business and tax. Isabella Marie Stubbs. Sergio Lopez. Joanna Navarro. Diana Sanchez. Allison Marcus, concentration in water and environmental law. Lindsay Anderson, with distinction. Whitney Youngman, with distinction. Nicole Hogan, with distinction. Andrew Pereira. Andre Jernove, with distinction. Aria Alex Ghaffori. Hey, how you doing? Christopher Toland, concentration in elder and health law. Adam Gokin, with distinction. Theophilus Mock. Christian Landeverde, concentration in capital lawyering. Zachary Eyre, with distinction, concentration in elder and health law. Ismat Dajani, concentration in tax, business, elder, and health law. Saul Castro Vargas, with distinction. Owen Lewis, with distinction, concentration in capital lawyering. Stephen Zelzny, with distinction, concentration in intellectual property. Catherine Rose Pollock, with distinction, concentration in intellectual property. Danielle Dili Fata, with distinction, concentration in water and environmental and capital lawyering. Kayla Sousa, concentration in trial advocacy, passed the February 2024 bar examination. Marie Yelovic, with distinction, Trainer Society, passed the February bar examination. Ashley Hong, with distinction, concentration in capital lawyering. Veronica Barunda Sandoval. Matthew Ray Carlson, Trainer Society, concentration in business law, passed the February bar examination. Kyle McCarthy, with great distinction, Trainer Society, passed the February bar examination. Hamid Formoli. Diana Anaya. Ali Cassing, concentration in capital lawyering and water and international law. Camille Dominique Deluso. Danielle Sochia Kuntz, with distinction. Hannah Wynn, with distinction, concentration in business. Jasmeet Kaur Kang, concentration in tax and business. Mandeep Singh Samra, concentration in tax and business. Mina Soliman, concentration in business, tax.
My boy.
Brooks Jeffrey Hollister, with distinction, concentration in elder and health. Fatima Uzam Abdo, concentration in elder health law. Jaylene Dienz, concentration in elder and health law. Selena Martinez, concentration in business. Kirsten Brown. Kai Ellsworth. Sarah Kutzner. Michael Joseph Paul Polk, with distinction, concentration in business. Lacey Ann Rose Brown, concentration in business. Elena Lucero, with distinction, concentration in intellectual property. Charles Michael Humbles, concentration in trial advocacy. Peyton Morgan Hayard, with distinction, concentration in tax, business, elder, and health law. Andrew Pentecost. Gina Heinz. Jera Lindgren. Jennifer Quatero Stiles, concentration in business. Mondiz Ashley Vakili, concentration in trial and appellate advocacy. Past the February bar. Emily Malia Hunter Zalami Sia, concentration in capital lawyering. Christyle Braxton, Order of Barristers, concentration in trial advocacy. Brandon Thompson, accompanied by his daughter Penelope Ray. He has already passed the bar and is the newest attorney with the California Department of Cannabis Control, with distinction, concentration in environmental and water law, concentration in business law. Ladies and gentlemen, the Juris Doctor degree class of 2024.
So it says that I'm supposed, in my instructions, that I'm supposed to extend this out a little bit as our students get seated, but you applauded so long and so well that you made my job very easy. Congratulations. We at McGeorge are so proud to have been witnesses to the successes we have celebrated here today. On behalf of the class of 2024 and our faculty, staff, and administration, please join us for a reception on the law school campus immediately following this ceremony. I look forward to greeting you there. Reverend Montenegro will now pronounce the benediction. Following the benediction, please remain in your seats until the graduating class has left the floor of the auditorium.
I recognize I am what's standing between you and your personal paparazzis. As I was looking at all of you cross the stage and hearing the cheers from far and high and low, I wondered how many of you have been told, "You really like to argue, don't you?" Raise your hand if that was you. If those people cheering for you now at one point rolled their eyes and said, "Fine, you win." I say that because those are the exact skills and ability that you needed to get you here to this moment. It was a gift that was given to you that's unique to only you and what you are about to move into. So take it all in. Take a deep breath. You are going to be different on the other side of this, but there is still that small part of you that really likes to argue and has to be right. And that is good, and it is a joyful thing. And for that, and all of the people and the moments who encouraged you to be able to be here, we give thanks. Amen.